I don't know what the heck's going on, but how about this news? Let's put up the tweet right off the top. Kyron Drones, quarterback at Baylor, Shadow Creek High School, has entered the transfer portal. Not a surprise. Wish he would have come back for the spring, but it's his job, it's his career, it's his decision.
He does mention at the end that coming back to Baylor is a possibility. I would say that's probably light. That doesn't happen too often, although K.D. Davis, the guest we're going to have from North Texas, entered the transfer portal and got out of it. So it's not unprecedented. I can see it both ways where, look, you're a quarterback, NIL's a thing now. You got to maximize, earning potential and starting, and it's hard to probably get that big money when you're the backup and you don't know when your time is. But also, I do think that he would be given more of an opportunity than a normal year coming back with a returning starter, just based on how the year ended for Baylor offensively.
Yeah, I don't think this is much of a surprise at all. I mean, some folks have been speaking this into existence for like a year and a half already, and threatening like, well, if you don't name him the starter, he's going to – I mean, I know that's the case pretty much at every, quarterback room across the country. I mean, look, Hudson Card just jumped in the portal, and he played way more this past year than Kyron Drones played, right? I mean, and he's got probably more of a hill to climb than Kyron Drones does. So, Hudson Card's going to cash in and get himself a surefire starting job. I don't blame Kyron Drones if he feels that that's what he needs to do as well. I'm curious as to what level, because a lot of people said the same things they're saying about Kyron Drones about Jacob Zeno, and Jacob Zeno's at UAB. So like all due respect, that's a good program, and he'll probably do really well there ultimately. That is a step down. So if Kyron's just looking to play, or if he's got, people wanting to offer him whatever, because we know that's going on as well, then you certainly understand him opening up and exploring his options. But I do think the timing of it, there is no surefire thing that Blake Shapin's a starter next year unless this staff's completely lost its freaking mind. Not after what we've seen this year. I have nothing against Blake Shapin, but, they went 6-6. They lost a bunch of games they shouldn't have lost. They lost probably 2 or 3 games that, better quarterback play or just a more timely decision-making stint by the quarterback, and they don't lose those games. So it's a weird deal, this Baylor quarterback room, where you went from Charlie Brewer, who was just like your guy for forever and ever, and by the end of it, fans were just so ready for a change. And then eventually he transfers out, and Gary Bohannon gets the job, and then Gary gets hurt, and then Shapin comes in and saves the day. And, Gary was really good for them last year, but let's not act like Blake didn't come in and win, like, really important games. Gary wasn't the reason they won the Sugar Bowl. Gary wasn't the reason they won the Big 12 title. Gary wasn't the reason they won the final regular season game to get to the Big 12 championship. And he wasn't the reason they beat Kansas State the week before, because he went out at halftime. So those last 3.5 games, all those titles, that wasn't because of him. Now, the journey to get there, he had a lot to do with that. But, they got to figure it out on offense, what they want to be, what they want to do, and what the future is going to look like. Because, you look up and you have this revolving door of transfers, and I know you can't prevent all of that, but you're going to end up in a situation where, you just don't have real firepower. So very curious how they tread this line. Very curious, what Drones gets as far as attention and perhaps offers and things like that. And, yeah, maybe there is a chance he comes back. I think if I'm Baylor, I'm selling him on the fact that, yeah, this is going to be a wide-open competition in the spring, truly. We know you didn't win the last one, but this will be there for the taking. You just have to go and take it. Whether that's enough or not, who knows, but not surprised that he's at least entering his name in the portal.
Garrett, by the way, I just sent you a tweet that we'll do the next one. It'll be the next one we get to, because it also is part of the news today in college football. Thanks to those of you already